Are you traveling or planning to travel to Italy? Here's a few things you'll want to know. But first, I'm Brandon with the Adept Traveler, and this is COVID Travel Explained. Before we talk Italy, it's important to understand that travel restrictions are changing all the time. Currently, we are seeing many countries relaxing restrictions to make travel easier. However, just because something is true today doesn't mean it will be true tomorrow. Always consult your travel advisor before your trip to make sure you are aware of any changes. Also, subscribe to our channel to stay updated on notable changes. Now, let's talk Italy. Italy has eliminated many COVID requirements, such as the Green Pass, the Passenger Locator Form, and the indoor mask mandate. However, on April 28th, the Italian Ministry of Health extended remaining COVID entry restrictions through May 31st. Travelers entering Italy will need to provide proof of vaccination, proof of recovery, or proof of a negative COVID test. The vaccines that are accepted in Italy include Pfizer, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, and AstraZeneca. For those watching this video from outside the United States, Canada, or the United Kingdom, there is a tool available at visaguide.world that will help you check if your vaccine is valid in Italy or really any country you might want to visit. Italy defines full vaccination as having received the final dose or booster within the previous 9 months. They do not consider you fully vaccinated until 14 days have passed since the final dose was administered. If you are planning to get vaccinated before a trip to Italy, you will need to do so more than 14 days before your departure. You can use a certificate of recovery in place of proof of vaccination. For proof of recovery to be considered valid, the original test must have been molecular, such as a PCR test. The test must also have been administered by a licensed healthcare professional. At-home tests are not considered valid. You will need more than just the test result. You will need a letter or certificate from a licensed healthcare professional or public health official. Unfortunately, the Italian government doesn't accept antibody tests as proof of recovery. For a certificate of recovery to be considered valid, it must include full name, birth date, proof of positive COVID test with date of first positive result, and identification information of government or state health authority issuing the certificate. This information should have been included with your test results. The Italian Health Ministry has specified that foreign recovery certificates must be accompanied by a sworn translation. Now, we've been unable to verify this. The Italian Embassy in Washington, D.C. says that as long as the documentation is in English, Spanish, German, French, or Italian, then it's acceptable. Other information we've been given contradicts this. If you do plan on using a proof of recovery in place of proof of vaccination, it's a good idea to have a translated copy just to be safe. Travelers that aren't vaccinated and don't have a certificate of recovery will need to provide a negative COVID test taken before departure. Both PCR and rapid antigen tests are allowed. PCR tests must be taken within 72 hours of departure, and antigen tests within 48 hours of departure. A quick note about testing timeframes. For the test to be valid, it must have been administered within the time frame of boarding your flight. If there are delays that prevent boarding within the time frame, then your test will be considered invalid, and you will either be unable to board your flight or enter Italy. Having the test taken as close to your flight as possible is advisable. Just make sure you can get the results in time. Now, let's talk about returning to the United States. Returning to the U.S. will require a test taken no more than 1 day before departure. There are many tests that can be done, including some self-administered tests. Consult your travel advisor for more information about testing for your return trip home. If you do happen to test positive for COVID, you will be required to quarantine according to the rules of the country you are in. This can get costly. For this reason, we strongly advise all travelers, including fully vaccinated travelers, to get a travel insurance that will cover your costs for quarantine or any other COVID-related issues. Just because you are vaccinated doesn't mean you can't catch or carry COVID. If you have any questions about what we talked about today or any travel questions at all, please ask in the comments or visit our website to get in touch with us. To stay updated on travel news, tips, tricks, and other insights which will help you to travel like an adept traveler, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We publish new videos almost daily, unless we're traveling. COVID Travel Explained is brought to you by The Adept Traveler, a travel agency that specializes in accessible travel. Our goal is to help all travelers, from the novice to the expert, from the able-bodied to the disabled, to travel well. Until next time, travel well, my friends.